Well, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Heather Picken. I am your fearless guide helping you, especially when it comes to today's topic, overcoming your fear in front of the camera, especially when it comes to making videos online. So I know this is a challenging topic for a lot of women, and I am really here to help you as your fearless leader to break through the fear. So we're going to be talking about that today. But before we dive in, do me a favor, like this video if you found this to be helpful. Also subscribe. So by subscribing to my channel, you'll get notified right away when I release new videos, and comment below this video. So when you do all three things, guess what? I put your name into a monthly drawing where you will win, or I should say possibly win, a copy of my latest book called The La Dolce Vita Formula, A Woman's Guide to Living a Fearless and Fabulous Life. I literally have written the book on fear. One more thing before we go into the video, I want to talk about my wine. My wine label is called Fierce Femme Wines, if you can see that, a woman's wine inspired to create a dialogue for change. The mission behind Fierce Femme Wine is really about helping women to own their power and really becoming leaders in every single area of their life. And I love wine. I love celebrating women. This is my other latest release. This is my Merlot. Own your value, earn your worth. So if you go to fiercefemme.com, I've got 4 new releases. If I don't have my wine there, just it's not at the warehouse yet, so you can send me a message at fiercefemme.com. Okay, so we got that out of the way. And today I'm really excited to talk about making videos online, like overcoming the fear. And I have to share a quick little story. So I was one of those people in school when you had to give a book report or any kind of report where you had to stand in front of a classroom. I would always go last. I would be shaking in my boots. I'd be freaking out. And it wasn't until college when I took a presentation class that my fear started to subside. I remember giving that speech, and during that time I was into, I was really into fitness. I'm into fitness now, but my presentation was about working out. And I showed up like in a workout suit, like a track suit. And I was like, I was doing my thing. And it was interesting because I was very animated and I was doing kind of like workout movements that it kind of put me in my genius zone. So one of the very first things I want to talk about is when you're doing videos, do videos on your genius zone. I love talking about the subconscious mind and breaking through your fear and being a powerful woman in your business, your career, or your life. Like that to me is my secret sauce. I could literally turn on this camera and talk to you 24/7. I don't know if anyone wants to listen to me 24/7, but that's how passionate I am about this topic. But it was not always that way. So I came up with a strategy that I realized worked when I started prepping for this presentation. What really helped me to break through that fear? Well, number one, you talk about what you know, right? That is the number one thing that I find is so important, that really engages you and allows you just to kind of let go. Now, when you're doing videos, and I wrote down a couple of things, and that's actually another tip. If you're doing videos first online, and you're kind of freaking out, like, should I read a teleprompter? I personally don't like reading teleprompters because I like doing things off the cuff. I like to kind of keep notes that I can refer to. So that could be another tip that you can implement. So number one, talk about your genius zone. Number two, write down an outline of what you're going to say. That is important because that will calm down the fear, right? Of just kind of having like, oh, what should I say? So have it written down. So the first thing I have down on my list of things is identify your fear. Now, do you know the number one reason why people don't want to get in front of the camera or speak is that they're afraid that someone's going to see them, like you're out in YouTube land or wherever you're watching this, that they're going to see you and they're going to say, oh, you're not smart enough. So it's the fear of not being smart enough that someone is going to quote unquote call you out. So I think it's important to identify the fear, like what really is that fear? So if you go back to that first tip that I was talking about, is talk about your genius zone. I believe everyone has a genius inside of them, and you just have to activate that. You got to talk about what you know. Okay. The second thing I wrote down is, again, writing down what you're going to say. You have your intro. You can have some bullet points, and I always say 3 to 5 things per video. If you try to cram everything in, you're gonna feel rushed. You're gonna start freaking out. Okay. So just write down 3 to 5 things, just like I did. And you could do it in a notebook. You could do it on a piece of paper. You can have a whiteboard off to the side. It doesn't matter. Listen, it doesn't have to be perfect. I think trying to be perfect on camera is a recipe for failure, because no one wants to see like someone that's 100% perfect. I know I don't. And if I'm doing these videos, there are things that I'm going to leave in there. If I flub saying something, I don't care, because what I care about is giving you the content, giving you the message, the information that you can use right away. And that's what you want to keep in mind. Okay. Another thing you want to do is you want to practice. Oh my gosh. So going back to when I first gave my first presentation, do you know what really helped me to break through that fear? It was practicing. I would literally practice 50 times per presentation. If you study Steve Jobs, what's really interesting about his history, before he gave an Apple presentation, he studied and practiced, I want to say it was about 90 hours. It was something ridiculous. And the reason why is he wanted to give a flawless presentation. Now, do you have to practice 90 hours before you make one video? No, you don't. But what I have found is when you start practicing, you start let going of the fear. So imagine if you were to create like one little sound bite and you were to practice that 50 times, would you agree that you would feel more confident, right? You definitely absolutely would. So when you're looking at creating a video online, it's good to do a couple different takes. Do actually as many takes as you need in order for you to like one of the versions. So if you're not doing it live, which I recommend, like first off the bat, don't do a live video. Don't do anything like Facebook Live. Actually, in Facebook Live, you can create a setting where the video only goes out to you. So it's only published to you. So you can record it and see how you look, right? So you want to do that a couple times. You want to actually, I'm recording right now on my computer. I could do this a couple times, right? If I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a mess. This is the first time I've been doing this. I would basically stop it and I'd record it again. I would record it until I got a version that I really liked. Another thing you could do is literally take out your phone and start recording. Do like 5 minutes or a couple of minutes of you talking and play back the video. Look to see what you liked. Do you like how you're speaking, how you're looking? Are you smiling enough? Because this phone is going to give you feedback, and it's so easy. You definitely, again, can you see? You want to practice, you want to practice, and you want to practice, because that will let go of your fear. Another thing you can do when you're getting ready, one of the things I do before any presentation, or if I'm filming, whatever I'm doing, if I'm trying to assimilate new material, what I will do is I will mentally rehearse it in my mind, number one, because you want to retrain your subconscious mind. Number two, I will get in front of a mirror when I am getting ready, and I'll start talking about my presentation. I'll give my presentation in the mirror. I'll actually give it to my chihuahuas. Yes, I will line up my 2 chihuahuas, Luna and Frankie Lee, and I'll give that presentation. I will give it over and over again and over and over again until I feel like I have a version that I like to work with. And I am a seasoned speaker. I've been doing videos for a long time. And guess what? I'm still not perfect, and I will never claim to be perfect. I will watch videos of myself and go, oh my gosh, that video is horrible. But it's okay. You know, we're our worst critics. My point is that practice will make you feel more confident. It will activate that part in your brain to say, okay, you know, we can do it. We can do it. Because if you start freaking out and going, oh, what if I mess up or da 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 da, you just got to re-record over and over and over again until you get the version that you want. So you look at it, and you know, what I tend to do if I'm looking at clients' videos is I'll give some suggestions. Hey, you need to be smiling more, right? You need to change the tone of your voice. Your voice sounds a little bit monotone. You need to stand a little bit closer to the camera, right? You need to fix your hair. I mean, there's all these little nuances. But again, I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for a little bit of just measurable results each time. So don't think you're going to get it perfect. Again, I'm never perfect with the videos, but it's just about the message, right? It's all about the message. So the last tip that I want to give you is called my immersion technique. And this will really, really help you. So it's sort of the same lines of practicing, but let's take this a step further. What you want to do is you want to get yourself into, or I should say, in front of a camera and practice as many times as you can, but with different content. So maybe you're recording 5 videos in a day. So you want to do that. You want to schedule interviews. If you're doing that in your business, you're scheduling podcasts. You want to make sure that you're doing that as much as you can, because even if you're just doing a podcast, which tends to be voice only, you want as much practice as you can, or as much practice as you can. So you want to get that into your muscle memory. Also, you want to pretend like if you're in the car, you want to be pretending that you're doing these videos all day long. Look at your mirror. If you're at a stoplight, you can literally look at yourself in the mirror and start focusing, pretending as if you were doing your videos. And I know that sounds crazy, but I'm here to tell you, when you start becoming part of your video, like you're just immersed in what you're doing, when it comes to like doing your videos like I'm doing right now, it's going to be secondhand nature. So not everyone starts out perfect. You know, you see someone that is, you know, a master at what they're doing, they have hundreds or thousands of hours behind doing it. So I am going to challenge you to create a video, do it for a couple of minutes, let's just say 5 minutes max. Start going through the steps exactly as I mentioned. And actually, if you send me your video, I am actually going to put you in the drawing for my book. Actually, you're going to go to the top of the list if you send me a video, a 5-minute video, any subject matter that you want to do. Go ahead and send it to my team, support@heatherpicken.com. I'll bump you up as far as putting yourself into the drawing with one of my books. And so my vision, my mission and purpose is to empower you to break through those fears so that you can live your vision. Until next time, this is Heather Picken, and live fearlessly.